Hello there everyone! Welcome back to another video. This is Math with Teacher Reba. Today, he will be with me again and learn math. Are you ready? Very good. That's good. Before we start, I want you to have this reminder again. Please get your notebook and pen and copy important information as we go along the video. Again, please get your notebook and pen and copy important information as we go along the video. Would that be fine? Okay, well, if you are ready, then let's begin. Let's begin with recapping or reviewing the topic that we have learned last time. And that is all about ordering fractions. When we say ordering fractions, we compare the fractions. Again, when we say ordering fractions, we compare the fractions. Last meeting, we learned that there are two ways to compare the fractions. First, we write all our fractions as equivalent fractions, or fractions that have the same or common denominator. The first way is to write all fractions given as equivalent fractions, or writing it with common denominators. Second is to change or write each fraction as a decimal number. Again, you can also write each as fraction as a decimal number. You write up to 3 decimal places, put them in order. Again, 2 ways to compare or order fractions is to write all fractions as equivalent fractions with common denominators, and the second one is to write each fraction as a decimal number. 3 decimal places is highly recommended. Alright, then we had terms. First, we have arrange in an ascending order. Arrange is the same with order and compare. Arrange in an ascending order. When we talk about ascending order, we arrange the fractions going up. Again, we put the numbers or fractions going up. That is for ascending order. But when we say arrange in an descending order, we put the numbers or the fractions going down. Ascending is from highest to lowest, while descending order is from highest to lowest. Ascending, lowest to highest. Descending is highest to lowest. It's going down. And another term is long division. Long division is used when we try to change a fraction into decimal number, and that is by dividing the numerator by the denominator. Example, we have 2/3, 8/15, and 3/5. We arrange it to ascending order. That is from lowest to highest. The first thing we're going to do is to compare them using equivalent fractions, okay? We find their common denominators, and their common denominators is 15 because 15 is divisible to all the denominators written above. Okay, 15 divided by 3 is 5 times 2 is 10. So we get 10 over 15. Next is 15 divided by 15 is 1 times 8 is 8. So we get 8 15. And the last one is 15 divided by 5 is 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Let's arrange these fractions to an ascending order. We start with the lowest fraction. What fraction is it? Okay, it's 8 15ths. Very good. Next, we have 9 15ths. And lastly would be 10 15ths. Okay, this is arranged now in ascending order. How about if we order fractions in a descending order? Arrange in a descending order. We find the common denominator, which is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1 times 5 is 5. So we get 5 eighths. 8 divided by 4 is 2 times 3 is 6. So we get 6 fourths. 8 divided by 2 is 4 times 1 is 4. Arranged in a descending order, that is 5 eighths, 4 eighths, and 2 eighths. Ordering using decimal numbers. We're going to use decimal numbers now as to our means of ordering the fraction. When used the long division, it will take a lot of your time. So, you can use calculator at this time to make your calculations easier. Let's change. 2/3, 8/15, and 3/5. What is 2/3 in decimal? It is? Okay, very good. It's 0.67. How about 8/15? It is? Very good. 0.53. And how about 3/5? Good job. It's 0.6. Now we are ready to arrange the fractions in ascending order, or from lowest to highest. What fraction is the lowest based on the decimal numbers? Alright, very good. It's 8/15, followed by 3/5, and lastly is 2/5. How about arranging it in a descending order? 5/8, 3/4, and 1/2. 5/8 is equal to 0.625. 3/4 is equal to 0.75. And 1/2 is equal to 0.5. What value is the highest? Okay, very good. We have 3/4, followed by 5/8, and 1/2. So this is how we arrange decimal numbers and fractions using the decimal numbers. See, it is easier maybe for you compared to finding the equivalent fractions because it takes effort to find for the common denominator. Alright? Can you try this? 1/3, 6 halves, and 1/6. You arrange in an ascending order. Arrange in an ascending order. Okay. We have common denominator, 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 1 is 2. 2, 6. How about 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 6 is 18. So we have 18, 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 1 is 1. So we get 6 over 6. Do we have the same order? We have the lowest, which is 1/3, followed by 1/6, and lastly we have 6 halves. Did you Did you get a correct answer? Okay, good job. How about another one? Let's have 2/7, 3/10, and 1/5. Arrange in descending order. Find the common denominator. Okay, this time you find the equivalent decimal number. Go. Okay, let's do it together. 2/7 is equal to 0.286. How about 3/10? 3/10 is equal to? Good job. We have 0.3. How about 1/5? 1/5 is equal to? Good job. 0.2. Now our task is to arrange the fractions into descending order. What's our final answer? Okay, very good. We have 3/10, 2/7, and 1/5. This is how we arrange or order fractions, either by finding or changing to equivalent fractions and changing the fractions into decimal numbers. Okay, so take note. Always remember the things I've taught you before because we are going to apply it on our next lessons. Just like this one. In today's video, we are going to talk about addition and subtraction of fractions. Again, addition and subtraction of fractions. Addition is what? Do you know what is addition? You have the keywords there, plus and add. Okay, when we speak of addition, you mean this one. And when we speak of subtraction, we mean this one. Alright, today we are going to solve fractions, either equivalent fractions or not, like fractions and unlike fractions. Okay, are you ready? Okay, good job. So, we need to know first the different vocabulary words for this topic. I will say the word first and you repeat after me. Okay? Let's go. First word, add. Add. Your turn. Okay, good job. Next, plus. Plus. Your turn. Very good. Next, equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. Your turn. Okay, good job. Next, we have simplest fraction. Simplest fraction. Good job. Next, improper fraction. Improper fraction. You'll know what are improper fractions later on. Mixed number. Mixed number. Again, add, plus, equivalent fractions, simplest fraction, improper fraction, and mixed number. All of these words, you're going to meet it during this video. Let's now learn the steps in adding and subtracting fractions. First, I will read first and you also try to read it by yourself, okay? If you add or subtract fractions with same denominator, simply add or subtract them. Again, if you add or subtract fractions with same denominator, simply add or subtract them. When you say same denominator, if for example I have two fractions, 1/2 and 3/2, they are with the same denominator because their denominators are both 2. If you have that kind of fraction, you don't have a problem. You just add or subtract it directly. For example, I have here 1/3 plus 2/3. See, the denominators are both 3 and 3. If you can see this type or this kind of fractions, you don't have a problem adding or subtracting it. You just have to add the numerator and copy the denominator. Like this. 1 plus 2. Okay, it's 3. After you answer it, you copy the denominator, which becomes 3 over 3 or 3/3. Do you understand? Or, let's have another example. 5/8 plus minus 3/8. They are both 8 and 8, so no problem. You subtract it directly. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2 and copy 8. So we get 2 over 8 or 2/8. That is step 1. No problem if the denominators are the same. You just add or subtract it and then copy the denominator. Okay? Again, if you add or subtract fractions with same denominator, simply add or subtract them. Next, step 2. If denominators are different, write fractions as equivalent fractions and then add or subtract it after. Again, I will repeat. If denominators are different, not the same, okay? Write fractions as equivalent fractions and then add or subtract it after. This time, the case is our denominator is or are not the same with each other. For example, I have two fractions and it's 1/3 and 2/5. Okay? Our denominators are not the same because it's 3 and 5. So what happens now is we need to change first into equivalent fractions. So we need to find again their what? Their common denominator. So we need to find their GCF or the greatest common factor. What do you think is the number that can be divisible to these two denominators? We can have, we can have 10 as our denominator. So we have 10 plus 10. And we follow the rule. We need to divide and multiply. 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. Very good. Times 5, we get 5/10. Can you follow? Okay, and then let's have the other fraction. It's 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2 times 4, we get 8. Very good. So our answer is 5/10 plus 8/10. Now, they already have the same denominator, so it is easy for us to add them. So look at this one. We write 5 plus 8 is equal to, okay, good job, 13, and copy 10, which brings us to 13 over tenths or 13/10. Can you follow so far? Alright, let's move to another example. It's still the same, but let's have subtraction. If denominators are different, write fractions as equivalent fractions. We have 7/8, and let's subtract now, minus 1/2. Again, 7/8 minus 1/2. Our denominators are the same or not the same? Not the same. Very good. So what are we going to do? Find their common denominator. What number is divisible to 8 and to 2? We have 8. So we have 8 minus 8, and then follow the rule, divide and multiply. 8 divided by 8, 1 times 7, we get 7 over 8, minus 8 divided by 2, 4, very good, times 1, 4. So we have 7/8 and 4/8. Denominators are the same already, so subtract it now. 7 minus 4. Again, 7 minus 4. We get 3. Good job. So we copy 3 and copy 8. So the answer is 7/8 minus 1/2 is equal to 3/8. Again, 7/8 minus 1/2 is equal to 3/8. Alright? Again, if our denominators are different or not the same, first thing you do is to find their common denominators, change the fraction, you divide and multiply before you add or subtract. Okay, let's go to step 3. Cancel your answer to its simplest form. Again, cancel your answer to its simplest form. When you say simplest form, can you remember our previous topic? Simplest form is when the value cannot be divided by any factor already. Okay, let's have an example so that it would be clearer. I have here 1/4 plus 2/8. Look at their denominators. Are the denominators the same or not? Not. Very good. So, what are we going to do? You're going to find their common denominator. What do you think is the common denominator? Alright, we have 8. Good job. So, it's 8 divided by 4 is 2 times 1, we get 2 8s. Plus 8 divided by 8. 1 times 2, 2. We get 2 8s. Now, our denominators are the same already, so we can add. Right? So, 2 plus 2. We get, okay, very good. We get 4 8s. 4 8s is not yet in its lowest term. Agree with me? Not yet. So, we need to cancel it first to get the simplest form. Find the factor that can divide the both of 4 and 8. What factor or what number is it? We can have, okay, we can have 2. We cancel it this time. 4 divided by 2. We cancel and we cancel. 4 divided by 2. We get 2. 8 divided by 2. We get 4. So our answer is it 2/4 already? Is 2/4, 2 and 4 divisible by 2? Yes, so we cancel it again by 2. There, we get 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. We get 1/2. So our final answer is 1/2. 1/2 is already in its simplest form. Okay? Next, if the answer is an improper fraction, write it as a mixed number. Again, if the answer is an improper fraction, write it as a mixed number. This time I will tell you what is an improper fraction and a mixed number. But first, let's answer. 5/10 plus 4/5. denominators are different. So we look for their common denominator, which is 10. 10 divided by 5, we get 1 times 5, it's 5 tenths. 10 divided by 5 is 2 times 4, we get 8. So it's 5 tenths plus 8 tenths. Add 5 and 8. We get 13 over 10. 13 over 10 is an improper fraction. Again, 13 over 10 is an improper fraction. Why? Because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. If this is the case, we need to write the answer in a mixed number. We get the mixed number by dividing 13 by 10. Thus, we get 1 and 3 13 tenths. Okay? 1 and 3 tenths. That's why we get 1 and 3 tenths. If you check it, it's 10 times 1. It's 10 plus 3, it's 13. So it's the same with 13 over 10. Okay? Now, let's review again the different vocabulary words for this topic. We have add, plus, equivalent fractions, simplest fraction, improper fraction, and mixed number. More of this one next time. For now, thank you for listening and watching. I hope you have learned something from today's video. Goodbye everyone and see you next time. Keep safe always. Goodbye.